Hello everyone, this is Storm101 here. Today, if you probably see in the title, we have a lot of things to talk about going on this week for the United States. Talk about a wildfire danger, possible tropical storm out in the Atlantic, severe weather, and a few systems that could be pretty interesting for the East. Now, before I go and start this video here, I highly recommend for y'all to hit the subscribe button. It's a red box that says subscribe. The right side is the bell icon. When you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Also, hit a like on the video if you enjoying seeing these videos. Also, let me know if you want to see more of these, and all these things can help me a lot. So let's go ahead and get started with we're going to be starting at the West Coast, where there's been some major fire concerns for around Los Angeles area, and there's an extreme risk for fire danger stretching from tonight into Tuesday, and also as well as for Wednesday it could be critical. So I've heard that at least 30 people were killed in those fires, which is really sad for them. So pray for them, guys. And also, so that's pretty much for the West Coast. There's just been a lot of major fires going on there. Hopefully it ends pretty soon. And let's go ahead and go start with the severe weather wise, since we're on here. We had a tornado report and 2 wind damage reports. Seems like it was in the Florida area. So it seems like we had a tornado today. And also, if we go ahead and go look at the consecutive outlook for tonight, there's a slight risk for severe weather, both mainly just the east coast of North Carolina, while there's marginal just stretching for the Carolinas for the most part. And main threats are going to be the damage of wind threat. Maybe we can't really rule out a tornado threat for them guys, so we're just going to see what's going to be happening. And there's not nothing for the next couple days for severe weather-wise. And also, if y'all haven't known, we had a good amount of freeze warnings for Texas. They've been getting a lot of polar air. We even got a little bit of a snowy system that's going to be that was stretching for Texas, going through Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas. Then that's going to be stretching into Illinois and Indiana, maybe into Ohio and Michigan. It's possible they have winter weather advisories for a good chunk of Missouri and a few counties of Illinois. We even got some going on up in the Northeast, wherever there's winter storm warnings. If I'm correct with those, if we just go ahead and look at the overview here, and you can see here there's a squall line of strong thunderstorms stretching from pretty much for these areas in particular. These storms will get a little bit active a little bit soon. And there's also a tornado watch for small parts of Alabama and Florida. Nothing major with that tornado watch. It's a possibility. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and look into the models here next. We're going to first take a look at the GFS. Let me go ahead and zoom this out for you guys, just to get a better view. Well, it's not really better, but we're just going to see it here. So there goes with your snowy system I'm talking about. A lot of rain for the Carolinas. You got a good amount of snow stretching from, like I said, Missouri, going maybe up into Michigan and Ohio. To Canada, we even got some cold air still sticking around for the Northeast. They could get some snow as well into later today. And it could become a nor'easter. It's a possibility. It's not going to be too much. This is the interesting system. We're going to have a system going to be trying to develop out of Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. This is going to be an interesting system. If we go ahead and look closely here, it actually gains strength a little bit quickly. And look at here, we may even get to see some freezing rain and sleet for like Virginia, North Carolina, maybe into West Virginia as well, Kentucky, probably Indiana, Ohio as well. Even got some snow back down as far as Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas, maybe some in Missouri. If we're going to continue on, it gets more stronger, and even that freezing rain intensity kind of goes up as well, with some sleet about to reach into Maryland as well. You also can see down here, we may even try to spark a little bit of a tropical system, and we'll be talking about in just a moment. And go ahead and hit for another 6 hours. We may even try to get a possible ice storm for not too much people, but that's just from the model's guidance. And that's going to be moving to the northeast, and maybe even try to get a nor'easter to try to develop. While the backside here, you get some snow for the Ohio Valley region. And if we go ahead another 6 hours, it does intensify. The low pressure, it's more of a surface low over here, and then you get a new low pressure to develop out in the Atlantic. And that system may combine. We even got a clipper up here and another clipper here. If this clipper is more south, you could have some major concerns for the northeast there. But that's not what it's looking like for right now. Now, a nor'easter can't really roll that out from that system. And got a clipper going on here with a cold front, and that's going to bring in a lot of cold air for a good chunk of the United States. While if you look over here at the West Coast, it's going to stay pretty darn dry, except for in the Northwest, which I can see a good amount of rain up there as well. And there goes another clipper there. And also, let's go ahead and back this up. The lake effects snow machine is starting to turn on here for the Great Lakes region. And I heard recently, I think it was in somewhere over here that somebody's got up to 13 inches already way up there around the Great Lakes region. Is ridiculous. And maybe even some good news here that California may even get a relief. And this is going to be next week on Thursday, so this is over a week ahead, so things could change, but that's just a possibility. And yeah, not too much to look at. And if y'all seen closely, let's look over here. 2-meter temperature anomalies here from the thing here. So go to 0. See if this thing can load here. Okay, this is right now, folks. We got a lot of cold air for most of the United States. You want areas that's staying a little bit warm or average is some parts of the Northeast and some for California up into the Northwest. Just a lot of cold air. You'll usually see this in the wintertime, but in November it's pretty unusual. We may even try to get a ridge to develop in the southeast, but things like that will be staying there for that long. And look at all that cold air for most of the plains area. Moving a little bit to the east, it kind of sticks around there for a good amount of time. And then you got a ridge trying to develop in the Rockies area into the west. And that warm air kind of stays around for a while. This cold air kind of dies down. And look up here, we got another shot of cold air trying to come in. And it seems like that warm area kind of dies out. And that cold air really does come in with a plunge. Cold air, you got another one going up there. So overall, what we're looking at here is pretty much on average for the next, so that's Thursday. So pretty much for almost 2 weeks ahead. Over here could stay mostly above average, while over here, a good chunk of the central and eastern United States can see below average temperatures, even possibly way below average temperatures as well. If we continue on, that cold air sticks around for a while, so we may even try to get some right there, but it's not going to stay there for long. So on average, the cold air is really going to stick around, and let's go ahead and go to the let's look here at total snowfall totals here from the GFS, and maybe even try to get a shot of snow up in the mountains, which is some good news there for them. Even got some snow in the Rockies, some snow up from Wisconsin with Minnesota. In North Dakota, just a general 1 to 3 inches, maybe up to 5 inches possible. Over here, though, it's just some areas to watch. There are some little areas like in Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky. Maybe we get to see up to maybe 8 inches for the next 10 days, which I highly doubt that. Over here, mostly a general 7 to probably a foot of snow for the next 10 days. And some people don't know that models do count like freezing rain as like snow cover. So over here, it's probably more or less down there. If we actually go ahead and look at the total annual precipitation here, and not too much to look around here. It's just mostly rain for the southeast there. It's getting most of the rain. California, you may even get a relief later on. But I'm not going to waste you guys' time, so we're going to kind of fast forward through just pretty much just looking through the rain accumulations here. Next 10 days for the Euro. Not showing not much rain for California, which is bad news. Not even up to an inch. Maybe down here, where the worst wildfires are at, maybe get a relief there as well. So, good chunk of the United States will be pretty darn dry. So, you can see below average precipitation for a good chunk of the United States, where you have that Arctic air around. And it seems like I said, the southeast could probably see most of the rain so far for the next 10 days, maybe up to 5 inches. Let's look at new snow here. This is what I'm talking about. Oops, nope. The Euro wants to put it more out to the west into around St. Louis, maybe close to a foot of snow possible. I doubt that. So it's going to be a little bit hard to forecast around here for the Ohio Valley region, where that low pressure system is going to be setting up at. Over here, however, there's been a good agreement with some snow in the mountains of California, which is good news there. In the northeast, right up here, stop. Mostly a general, from the GFS, most certainly 7 to a foot of snow for a good chunk of the northeast. And that's just mostly from the Euro there. Let's go to the hurricane side of things here. Now, I'm not expecting this to become a hurricane, but it could become something. Earlier today, they had it, and I'm pretty sure it was like 70 or 80%. Now they dropped it down to 60%, which is medium. So models are kind of where they're going at seems like it would be more of a weaker system here, but it's a possibility. Now, like I said, these islands here, like Puerto Rico, Lesbian Island, Bahamas, maybe the East Coast may try to get affected by this, but I kind of doubt it because it's most likely going to be a fish storm where it gets closer to the United States there. You hear Bermuda there. So, yeah. It is a little bit organized, however. So, kind of the track it's going to be up this way in a general northwest direction towards the United States. But, like I said, I'm going to doubt it that it's going to hit the United States there. Probably the best area that could get hit by the storm is most likely going to be Florida. Could have that possibility. now, that's pretty much all I have for y'all guys today. Hopefully y'all enjoy this video. Like I said, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. All those things will help me out a lot. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.